Okay, lesson 2.1.6 has us moving to a comparison mat. So we're going to first talk about the different simplification moves we've been doing. And then we're going to take those to the comparison mat to try to decide which tile mat is larger, has the greater value. So remember our legal moves. The first one is flipping moves or flipping tiles from the bottom region to the top region. So the reason I can do that is because this little negative sign, another word for this negative sign is opposite. So the opposite of this tile is going to be the positive side. So I'm going to flip that up and show the opposite. So this is the same as this one. So I can have these negative 2 unit tiles on the bottom are the same as 2 positive on the top. So flipping them is a legal move. Making 0 pairs is another legal move. Remember, to make a 0 pair, you want the same tile but different sides showing on the same side of the mat, because this equals 0. 1 plus -1 is 0. So I can take all those off, because if I add 0 to something, it doesn't change the value at all. So this tile mat has the same value as this. I can take those 0 pairs off. The last move that we're going to talk about is removing balance sets. Now, removing balance sets actually does change the value of what's on those tile mats, but it's changing it by the same amount, so it's okay. Like, I'm taking an X off the left side and an X off the right side. I'm taking those off, but I'm taking the same amount off each side. So it's a simplification move, and it's allowable because even though I'm changing those values, I'm changing it by the same amount. When we get later on, we can add the same amount to each side as well. So this is as a simplification move, and that would leave you with the 1 plus -2 unit tiles on the left side and 2 plus -2 on the right side. All right, so we're going to use those today to try to compare mats. First off, we're going to write the expression. So I wrote this expression. I started with my X plus 4 plus -2. That's all the stuff on the top. And then I know I went to the bottom because there's a negative sign. So on the bottom, I have a -1 unit tile, and I have 2 positive units. And on this side, I have my X plus 1 plus -2. So that's all on the top. And then on the bottom, I have -4. All right, so we want to simplify this. So I have it built. The first thing I'm going to do, I generally like to flip things up. So I'm going to take all this up, and I'm going to flip them. And then I'm going to flip this. So whenever I simplify or solve, I want all of my unit tile, or all my tiles, on the top. Next move I'm going to do is combining like terms, or otherwise known as taking off 0 pairs. So I'm going to start on my right side. That's a 0 pair. And this is a 0 pair. And I'm going to do my left side. I have 1 0 pair, 2 0 pairs, 3 0 pairs. And I try to put them together so I can keep track. All right, so now I have all the 0 pairs off. And the next move I'm going to do is take off balance sets. So I can take an X off of both sides, and I can take a unit tile off of both sides. So what I'm left with on the left is 0. There's nothing there. And what I'm left with on the right is 2. So the right side's going to be bigger. So when I go in here, after simplification, the left side was 0. The right side was 2. I put on this sign because that's the bigger. This actually is called the less than sign, because 0 is less than 2 and 2 is greater than 0. So which side is greater? Right. And that's what you're going to practice in your exit ticket today.